So I want to talk about everything here because it's extra special because you did it to Boston. And I got to think that a couple of draft picks got thrown in at the end because you got to do it to Boston. This is the most aggressive all-or-nothing move Pat Riley has ever made in a career filled with them, because it's the equivalent of 7 first-round picks is what it is, because you traded you gave them your roster, and you said, take whatever you want that isn't Bam, and they did, because it's not just the first-round picks, it's all of your young players. You've gone from a young core to an old core overnight, and in 2030, when some of those other picks come through, Milwaukee's betting Giannis is going to get hurt and those picks are going to be really good and that the Heat are going to be bad for 10 years. Like, it is the riskiest thing, even though he's getting a whale, that Pat Riley has ever done, and it's aggressively desperate.
They have a unique front court now that is, you think of Giannis, you want someone next to him who can stretch the floor. Bam is incredible. Let's start with the positive. The defense is going to be nuts. No one's going to be able to score in the paint on those two guys. They both can switch. Like, that's a good starting point.
And they're going to be able to score in the paint. They haven't been able to do that for 10 years. Giannis does that by himself. They're terrible in the restricted area for 10 years. Giannis changes that.
I'm excited to see what Spo does around this and what offense he builds around this. They don't have a ton of flexibility in order to bring in other stars. Like, it looks like it's going to be Powell and Wiggins if they cooperate. They may not even cooperate. So you're looking at Portis, Bam, and Giannis.
Davion Mitchell, and not a lot else. They're going to have to go get shooting, but this is them betting on themselves. They say, we'll find Gabe Vincent, we'll find Max Strus, we will find Duncan Robinson, we will make shooters, and they will have it made easier for them by this guy playing, if he indeed does play, because he's not injured. But it's aggressive. It's what they gave up is more than they wanted to give up. That is not... Boston getting in the mix to drive up the offer, drove up the offer. Boston getting in the mix and offering Jaylen Brown, I assure you, Pat Riley enjoys causing that problem in that locker room.
Oh, that's such a nice secondary pleasure to this. I mean, look, the goal is you get Giannis, you get the guy, you got the best player in the trade. That's obviously the most important part. But the secondary part, when you sit back and realize, all right, at some point this afternoon, Jaylen Brown's hopping on Twitch, and he's asking for a trade, all right? And that is especially pleasing.
Should we have a countdown? Like, there should be like a countdown clock until Jaylen Brown does or says something, because he's not just going to sit there quietly and accept this trade. He's gonna. You're right. We got a Twitch stream coming, and it's going to be the best.
Can we just thank Jaylen Brown for being so unlikable the last month? I feel like this might not work out for the Heat. If he's the same guy we thought he was 3 months ago, it's just such a clearly better player that they're getting to start over with. I just feel like him being the way he was the last month definitely helped the Heat win this trade.
I don't agree with that, because the Heat's offer, now that it went through, like, the Heat's offer was so much better than Boston's. Because and just factor in the idea that, how do you know that Jaylen Brown wasn't going to be Giannis 2.0? He's not better than Giannis, and the team stunk this year with Giannis. And if Giannis, who has all the ties in the world to Milwaukee, became disgruntled with the losing, Jaylen Brown's just going to be like, this is awesome going from Boston to being...
Bill Simmons did an emergency podcast to say the Heat are not contenders, which makes you know they are. And he said, this is a quote, I'm just going to say I would be absolutely shocked if Hugo is thrown into any Giannis trade offer. The entire organization is all in on him. Stevens probably the most. They could not be higher on him. I genuinely don't believe he's involved. If the Celtics chose to not get Giannis because of Hugo Gonzalez and his rookie season of 4 points a game and 3 rebounds a game, and chose to upset Jaylen Brown because they didn't want to throw Hugo Gonzalez in there, it seems foolhardy. All of that said, this could be the Milwaukee trade for Damian Lillard. It could be a disaster because this is a star at the age when these things start breaking down before the league started breaking its players. Like, this is exactly the age where players drop precipitously. This is an all-in move for next year. Like, it's going to be for multiple years, but you're betting right now that the Heat organization can build something around Giannis Antetokounmpo that at the moment doesn't have nearly enough shooting. If you think Orlando was bad at shooting threes when they traded 4 ones for Desmond Bane and didn't get that much better at threes, the Heat are banking on Spo and Giannis are going to make it so that anyone in the world who plays basketball will get wide open shots from 3.
So, first of all, I won't stand for the Baylor Shireman erasure. He was also a player that the Celtics refused to trade in order to get this done. And also, it sounds like you want to disagree with Bill Simmons, but you just agreed with him. Like, you said they still need a bunch of stuff. Like, he's saying they aren't a contender right this very second. They aren't. And they don't have a ton of flexibility.
Oh, but this is the thing, though. I believe that this front office and this coach can build around one of the top 5 most talented players in franchise history.